Is a one-track mind necessary to supersize your business? There's my one track. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And of course, one-track mind actually comes from the railroad industry, where certain trains, certain routes only run on one track. They only ever run on one track. I don't know if that's still true today, but back in the early days of trains, that's where the original saying, a one-track mind, came from. Now, it was first recorded in 1928. It just means a mind that's limited to one line of thought, generally thought to be sex, but I would beg to differ. I think I've had one-track mind a lot of my life, but to me, up until about age 50, it was money, 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 money. How am I going to make money? How am I going to build businesses and make money? It was business, money, and business, because I wanted more money in my life, more resources, so that I could do what I want, when I want, where I want, wearing whatever I want, with whoever I want. Now, a mind limited to one track of thought, one line of thought. I am curious today, do you believe in order to create and build and supersize your business, you need to have a one-track mind? I'll share my opinion in a minute, but I want to know, I really want to know what other people think, especially other business builders and other business owners. Do you think you have to have I think we need a singular focus. We need to know what business we're building. We need to have a clear picture of our end game. But when it comes to how we get there, we have to be flexible and open-minded. I find it fascinating. So often there's so much emphasis placed on create your business plan, follow your plan. I have yet to have a business plan ever be any good, for the most part, after the first day it was created. It was good to get funding for different businesses in different industries, but for the most part, almost nothing ever went according to plan. And the plan was worth about as much as the paper it was printed on. We need to do certain things in our businesses to get other things that we want. Maybe it's to get resources. But for the most part, our plans are necessary to consider contingencies and things, but if it's how our life and our businesses play out, that it's one in a million that go according to plan. So what are some ways to break out of single-mindedness? If we think that sometimes we need single-mindedness, and I believe to focus on what we want, to supersize and build a business, we need to have a singular focus on our vision. But what are some ways to not be single-focused when it comes to how we get there? I found a pretty good list online of ways to do that. Number one, give ideas a chance. So often, and I've been involved in organizations and with businesses that are single-focused, but they're focused on the way things have always been done. They're focused on the past. And if you're focused on the past, all you're ever going to create is more of that and more in that area. And if they're great results, that might work for a time, but since the world around us is always changing, chances are that's not going to work forever. And people that are single-minded, single-focused tend to poo-poo or ignore ideas of others because they've got an idea in their mind and they only want to hear their idea. So give ideas a chance. Be open to other possibilities of creating the things that you want and getting to that end business that you're trying to create. Number two, let some things go. So often when we're building a business, we get sidetracked by it's called shiny object syndrome online. I never heard of it until I came to the online world as that. But it means we get distracted easily by all kinds of different things. Now in the offline world, I got distracted by things, but I didn't call them shiny objects. They were just new ways of doing things, or things from different industries that I wanted to apply to the industry I was in. So I had to learn to be focused on, was this going to move me toward the end goal I want or not? If it's not moving me toward that, I learned to say no to it. If it is, I said yes and was more open to different things. So I let go of some things so that I could get more important things done. Third, we need to spend some quiet time thinking and reflecting. I don't know how many times I've said, we got to think for ourselves in the last 2 years, but I know I've said it a lot, almost every day, at least once, to myself and to other people. When I'm observing something or when somebody's relaying something to me, it pops into my mind when I feel like somebody's just regurgitating something they've heard versus they've maybe heard something, thought about it, and then formed their own informed way of looking at it. So we need to have quiet time to reflect and make sure the things that we're doing are moving us toward what we want. Fourth, we need to challenge ourselves. People that are single-minded tend to stay in their lane and never challenge themselves to go outside that lane. It's like somebody that drives in the fast lane. If you're from Minnesota or Louisiana, you know exactly what I'm talking about. People in certain states always drive in the left lane, even if they're going slow. Now, the rest of us know that the left lane is for passing, and so we need to get out of the left lane sometimes and let other people pass us. We need to get out of our comfort zone and challenge ourselves and be open to ways of getting to our supersized business that we might not even ever imagined before. And finally, we need to pray and meditate, and whether you pray or meditate or whatever you call it, we need to spend some time in deep thought and contemplation and making sure that we are in alignment with what it is that we're creating in the world, especially with respect to our business. So curious, have you ever had a one-track mind? I've definitely had one-track minds at certain times in my life, and couldn't see the forest for the trees because I was so focused on one area and aspect of my life that I was totally ignoring all the others, which can cause us great peril, as I am a perfect example of that. So have an absolutely awesome day. Focus on what it is that you want, but the hows, you're going to get there, and the options and the opportunities, be open to them, and see if you don't get to that end result much faster than if you thought that you could plan it out every single step of the way. All right, have a great day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another mental well-being related idiom for the month of March. Bye.